actually use it to make parts if you want. And in fabrication, if you don't know, you know, the difference between an Allen key and a door key, would somebody of that done? I mean, you might know a door key, or why you would use a particular fastener. You need to kind of come up to speed on some of that, and your mentors can help you with that. Or you know the difference between a wrench and pliers. And that may sound funny, but there are plenty of people that do not. Because our society generally is not a society that tends to fix anything. You tend to throw it away and buy something new. So my generation, you know, I worked with tools from the time I was 3 years old. But there are a lot of people that haven't. It does not mean they're bad, but you'd be surprised. I've asked students to go get me a wrench, and I've gotten all sorts of things to come. They wouldn't ask me what it was, because they didn't want to feel stupid. I'll say, well, you know, I need a 3mm Allen key. I see them going talking to somebody else and asking them what it is. How many in here would know what that is? How many here do not know what it is? Probably some of you. You don't want to raise your hand. But that's okay. You can learn a lot of that stuff now. You don't have to worry about it. And then software is also something else you could work on. Although, you know, we're getting pretty close here. Now, you want to watch the kickoff as a team. Bring your whole team here, because this is where we're going to do it. And have a kickoff here. What will happen is at 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll need to be here before 7 a.m., probably more like 6:30 a.m. I know for some of you that's going to be a stretch. But we find out what the game is at 7 a.m. You may say, well, it's no big deal, I can find out what the game is later. Well, you can, but it's nowhere near as much fun as coming here with 600 screaming people and finding out what the game is.
16.
Your first year, is it 1,600?
That's what he said this morning. 1,600 people are going to be here on January 3rd.
Where?
In the gym.
It'll be interesting.
In the gym. It'll be interesting.
You do need to know that Kevin does tend to be bad. You learn that how to do it. Well, maybe we'll have 1,000 people, whatever, a lot of people. And they'll all be excited. And what you find out is when you're a rookie team, you might say, well, you know, maybe I'll just get the rules later. And mentors will do this, or teachers will do this, because they don't really want to get up early in the morning. They don't want to coordinate getting everybody there. It's a pain in the butt. You come once, you will always come after that every single time. Because it's fun. It's part of the tradition of FIRST to go to kickoff. I've been privileged to go to the kickoff in New Hampshire twice, at the real one, and you know, with Dean Kamen and everybody else, and that's a lot of fun. But you don't want to do. I mean, it's just as much fun here. So we'll have a good time. There should be field pieces here that someone has made before you quit, so you can actually see what's going on. And then we'll take those field pieces probably to our school and we'll set up a field. Like I said, we're going to have 2 full-size practice fields at our school. And come anytime and use them. Anytime being, I mean, at 3 in the morning is not any time. That's my time, not any time. Okay, so 3 or 4 days, for the first 3 to 4 days after the kickoff, and this includes the brainstorming time, you need to review the game every day before the meeting. It may seem pedantic to do that, but remember that it's not the robot that wins the game. It's the strategy that wins the game. And too many teams make the mistake of concentrating on building a fancy robot and totally forgetting about how the game is played. Sometimes a very, very simple robot can do incredible things on the field. And as a rookie, what you should be doing is thinking about, 1, a drive base. So you can drive, remember? Number 1 rule. And then the second thing, you should think about a drive base. Because that is your primary thing. Get one that works, that doesn't break down. With that, you can actually win a regional with a good drive base, because you can play defense. You can get in people's way, that you can drive very well. So, big deal, right? That and then learning the game. And then pick one other thing to do well in the game. If you need an arm or something, do an arm. But the game will have a variety of ways to score. Pick one of them and do it well your first year. Don't try to do everything. It's very seductive to look at the game and go, oh, well, we could do that, and we could do this too, and probably I could do that. And then your resources that we talked about get divided up, and you can't concentrate on doing something well. So do a drive base, and then one other thing, one other way of scoring really well, and I guarantee you, you will do well in the region. Teams that try to do too much end up with nothing. I know, I've done it. Okay, so review the game. You need to know the game. Go over the rules many times. On our team, I have my sub-teams come up with, they'll each get a section of the rules, they'll come up with questions, and the whole team has to take a test. And they have to pass the test in order to be able to work on the robot. They have to know the game. Don't get left behind. So, I mean, we work, our schedule after the kickoff, we meet on Sunday, then we meet on Monday, then we meet on Tuesday, then we meet on Wednesday, then we meet on Thursday, and we take Friday off. Then we meet on Saturday. The leadership team will meet on Sunday, and then we'll come back to here. We generally take 1 day off a week for 6 weeks. With the Sunday meeting being the leaders of the team getting together and design. But don't get left behind. If you wait, I guarantee you, if you wait until the 3rd week to decide what you're going to build, you will not have a very good robot. You need to get that decision made early. Let me talk about how you do that. In brainstorming, the first time you brainstorm, actually you get to brainstorm a little bit here at the kickoff, because we're going to break up into subgroups, and we'll be in a group like this, and somebody will be up here in the front. We'll go, well, what does everybody think? What do you think about the rules? Not about robots, but about the rules, about the game. You know, it's important to understand, if you want to play the game of football, you need to understand the rules. It's not all about, gee, who has the best shoulder pass? Or the best helmet? Yeah, they may help, they enhance, stop you from getting hurt, but they don't win the game. It's still the legs and the brains that win the game. And the hands, sometimes, unless you're... So, brainstorm first time with the whole team. Get everybody together. You just start bringing in ideas. Well, what do you think about the game? What do you think about the robot? You put all the ideas down. You listen to everybody. Everybody has an equal opinion, except if you are, like in my case, we have myself and maybe one other person on the team have a lot of experience. I don't participate in the brainstorm. Because if I do, from that point on, it'll stifle everybody else. Because they'll all think I'm right. Which they're all wrong, but they will all think that. So if I come up with an idea, everybody, oh, that's a great idea. And it will be a pretty good idea, but it doesn't mean it's the right one. So if you have a lot of weight on your team, whether you're a student or a mentor, back off. Let everybody else, let the person who doesn't talk. You'll be able to talk later. But try to get everybody to talk. Everybody give an idea. And the really critical thing here is you don't critique anything until you're completely done. The easiest way to stifle people's ideas, and this is true with adults or with students, is to critique them. So some kid said, gee, I think we should make square wheels for the robot. You're an idiot? You know, well, that kid will never talk again. And probably half the other ones won't either because they've been stifled. Even though maybe it wasn't a very bright idea. Let's say we want to make a hovering robot. Okay, we write it down and we go on. We don't need to critique it. If we wait to critique it till the end, then it doesn't become personal to that student. It becomes an idea on the paper. And I can go through the ideas and go, oh, no, we don't do that, we don't do that. And it doesn't become anywhere near as personal as somebody saying something and getting 5 people to jump on it. So you got to be really careful and don't do this. And you want to record and categorize the ideas you have. I mean, it could be about anything. Before the kickoff, we divide into 3 or 4 equal sub-teams. Now, I have 40 kids on my team. We have about 10 kids in a sub-team. In that sub-team, there'll be a leader, an adult leader, or maybe 2 or 3 sometimes. And there'll be a student leader, too, that gets picked in that sub-team. So you divide that before the kickoff. Then you get them, let them pick their name. The names of the team would be red, white, blue, yellow, whatever. They can name whatever they want to use, as long as it's not profane. So we have picked the adult and the student leader.